Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. Today we're going to talk about how the market is dropping lower and we might be in for some more downside movement. I want it to be very clear that I'm not trying to spread FUD, also known as fear, uncertainty, and doubt. A lot of people accuse me of doing so when I make videos that are more bearish. That's ridiculous for numerous reasons. For one, I don't even have the type of influence that would actually affect the general market. And I'm always unbiased, right? I'm just here to present the technical analysis. What's going on is several cryptocurrencies have now broken below some pretty major uptrend lines, and that does lead me to believe that we're going to be falling lower. So don't go full hater mode and start disliking the video. There's no point in that. Like I said, I'm not trying to spread FUD in any way. So as you can see, over the past 24 hours, a lot of cryptocurrencies went down about 5 to 10%. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter for live cryptocurrency market updates. Also, make sure to check out my premium content. Link to both those things in the description of this video. We're going to get started right away with the technical analysis on Bitcoin now. So Bitcoin is actually one that is still holding up decently, but if other cryptocurrencies are going to start moving lower, Bitcoin will likely do the same. So we're still in our symmetrical triangle formation, and we're coming up on our uptrend line. Now, what I wanted to point out is that we have been, increasingly weak over the past few days, and it's going to be, we're really going to be pushing the limit here on this uptrend line. I have a feeling that we are going to end up breaking below the uptrend line, which is major support right now. And our next big support level is all the way down. Well, if you can take a look here, we have our new blue uptrend line. This is our long-term uptrend line, and that is obviously major support. Otherwise, I think that an interesting area to come back towards would be at $5,000, right? That would be, of course, 50% decrease from $10,000. And we never actually came back and tested that $5,000 breakout level exactly. As you can see, we came back over here, but we didn't actually manage to come back all the way down to $5,000. So there's a little bit of a gap there. And I feel like if we break below our uptrend line, that's the level that we're going to be heading towards a bounce. Maybe even we'll dip a little bit lower, bounce off the uptrend line, and then come back above $5,000. But that's kind of the path that I think we're going to be heading towards. And I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on this. What do you think is going to happen? I have seen a lot of people over the past couple of weeks that have been saying that we're going to be moving back closer to $4,000. So that is something that's definitely to think about, and also some Twitter polls that I made with people saying that cryptocurrencies were likely to move lower. As for the indicators, we're not looking too bad. Definitely downtrending still on the MACD and histogram now. And our Bollinger Bands and middle band are starting to move lower, which is a little bit concerning. Makes me think that we're going to see some pressure put towards the price. And like I said, we're pretty likely going to break below the uptrend line. If we take a look at Ethereum and then, of course, Litecoin, you're going to see that it's even looking a bit worse, right? In the sense that we're already, we already lost some major support levels and we're moving lower now. So Ethereum broke below $500. Now we're even moving below $450. Our Bollinger Bands and middle band are downtrending severely. Indicators as well. It's not looking like it's going to stop just yet. We do have support at around $420. So we could get a bounce there. If Bitcoin doesn't end up breaking below the uptrend line, that'll be a great sign. But it's looking like the market still needs to flush at least one more time. And if we start moving below $420, we're going to be in for some pretty big downside, right? Near $280, $223, $152. We could go pretty low here. We'd have to see where we're going to probably find some support. Would most likely at first be around $280, but that's already a pretty big drop from where we are now. The indicators aren't showing any signs of reversal for the time being, and we're fully out of any type of uptrend that we were in. So the pressure is definitely towards the downside for Ethereum. We're going to go over to the Litecoin chart. Litecoin is actually looking pretty strong, and like I've been saying, Litecoin has been kind of leading the market recently. I mentioned how it was probably going to be one of the first cryptocurrencies to tell us where the rest of the market will be heading, because it was actually coming more quickly towards the end of its symmetrical triangle formation. And unfortunately, this is not what I wanted to see, and I'm sure most people didn't want to see this, but we actually broke out of our uptrend line. So we're out of our symmetrical triangle, moving towards the downside. We lost our $145 support level. Next support level is at $100, and also very likely that we would get a dip to our blue uptrend line over here, get a bounce off that. So I think that at this point, very likely that we're going to do that because that's where the next support area is, and we're now out of a symmetrical triangle formation. So this is telling us that the next step is downwards. I'm going to go ahead and put in our short-term downtrend line as well here for the upcoming videos. Indicators are all downtrending right now. We're probably going to dip back below the 30 line, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at Ripple now. Sorry, I'm going to quickly go over to Nano. Can't forget that. But Nano is currently consolidating between 80,000 and 86,000 Satoshis. I think that we could consolidate a little bit longer, but if the rest of the market starts falling, Nano will probably be going down towards 50,000 Satoshis. So not that much to say there. Let's move over to Ripple now, see what Ripple has been up to. And Ripple is slowly but surely trickling down lower towards that 50-cent support level. Indicators very flat right now. Our Bollinger Bands, however, and our middle band are putting a lot of pressure on the price moving towards the downside. And I feel like we're probably gonna, I think it's pretty much guaranteed that we test 50 cents at this point. And if the market does take, a pretty decent hit, Ripple could really be in for a move towards 30 cents. Now let's go over to NEO, which has actually been holding up pretty well here compared to others. Need to go over to the Bittrex chart, so give me just 1 second. It's actually been holding up pretty well compared to some others, but definitely still moving towards the downside. We are trending along our downtrend line, as you can see. Indicators not giving us that much information, not much happening for now, but I think that it's very likely that we're going to continue to trend lower along the downtrend line. Most likely going to get a test of $43, and like I said, if the rest of the market is going to be moving lower, we might even lose that $43 support level on the NEO chart and go back towards closer to our $20 support level, which is just crazy to think about considering all the progress that we've made and that we're now losing, right? If we look at this chart, I mean, the rest of the market is very similar, but it's not looking pretty, right? We have just a complete rounding towards the bottom that's happening, and usually these patterns have to complete. As you can see, it looks pretty clear that we're going to be heading back towards this $20 to $30 mark area. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be Stellar. Let's see what's going on. And Stellar is right now consolidating between 2,000 and 3,000 Satoshis. I think that's going to happen a little bit longer. It seems to be doing pretty well. Indicators are holding up decently, but if the rest of the market takes a pretty big hit, it should be moving closer to 2,000 Satoshis. With that being said, it looks like it is going to manage to hold up over the next few days unless the rest of the market takes a massive hit. Let's go ahead and take a look at Vertcoin. I've been pretty accurate on my prediction here. I mentioned in one of my previous daily crypto updates that we're likely to return closer to $1.54. That's what's happening right now. And we could even drop below that if the rest of the market is going to take another hit. Next stop will be closer to 50 cents, which is once again just crazy thinking about the progress that we made that we're now completely erasing, basically. Let's take a look at Lisk and see what's going on. So Lisk just broke below its $10 support level. This was looking pretty likely considering the fact that we had already tested the support level twice, and we were just acting very weak around this $10 mark. So like I've been saying, now we're probably going to be moving, could go down to $6.24, I think, get a bounce there, so I'll go ahead and put in that support level. But what I think is more important to pay attention to is how we're probably going to enter this range over here in this $8 area, basically. So that's where our previous consolidation back here was, and once again, we had this nice run up. We're now erasing all of that. Indicators likely to flip towards the downside. What's interesting is that a lot of these crypto charts are looking like, we had our first attempt to move higher, and like I said, the first attempts usually don't hold like it did over here, right? We moved lower, and it's looking like that's what's going to happen with Lisk and a lot of other cryptocurrencies out there. We just dropped below the 30 line. That's a bearish sign on the RSI. And let's take a look at Cardano, see what's going on. So Cardano is now below 2,000 Satoshis. Still has some support from its lower Bollinger Band that isn't moving too much towards the downside. But I feel like if other cryptocurrencies are going to be moving lower, Lisk will probably slowly but surely trickle down closer to 1,254 Satoshis. And I wouldn't want to see it move lower than that. I think that we have a good chance of not moving lower than that. But if we do, we'll pretty much go back to where we were at the very beginning, which was all the way down to, around 500 Satoshis, which would be pretty disastrous, to be honest. Let's take a look at IOTA now and see what's going on. So IOTA is currently still trading between $1.13 and $1.47. Bollinger Band still very flat. Probably going to see a little bit more consolidation, but it is acting weak here. We're going to be, over the next few days, slowly but surely getting closer to $1, and I think that we are going to be breaking below that dollar mark for IOTA. Maybe going to get a bounce at around 50 cents, but otherwise, next stop is that 33-cent major support level. With that being said, I'm sorry to bring you this very bearish video today, but based on the indicators, it's not looking great. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.